It Takes What It Takes How to Think Neutrally and Gain Control of Your Life by Trevor Moawad. This book is about how to think neutrally and gain control of your life. The author, Trevor Moawad, is a mental performance coach who has worked with some of the world's top athletes. In this book, he shares his thoughts on how to think neutrally and how this can help you in all areas of your life. The book starts off by talking about the importance of thinking neutrally. Moawad explains that when you think neutrally, you are able to see things more clearly and make better decisions. He also talks about how thinking neutrally can help you deal with stress and anxiety. After this, the author goes on to talk about how you can start thinking neutrally. He gives some tips on how to become more aware of your thoughts and how to control them. He also talks about how to use visualization to help you think neutrally. The book then goes into detail about how thinking neutrally can help you in different areas of your life. Moawad talks about how it can help you at work, in your relationships, and in your personal life. He also talks about how thinking neutrally can help you deal with difficult situations. That's why I wrote this book. You don't need to be an elite athlete to train your mind like one. You simply need to have challenges that must be overcome. And guess what? You're human, so you absolutely face challenges every day at work and in your personal life. Maybe you were passed over for a promotion. Maybe you're trying to go to school to better yourself while working and unsure how to squeeze everything into the 24 hours in a day. Maybe you have a boss and don't know how to manage your interactions. Maybe you've just had a child and you're struggling to adapt to all the extra work at home. Maybe your spouse just told you it's over. Once you've finished this book, you'll be equipped with the same tools I'd give a team seeking a title. You'll learn that champions don't think negatively or positively. They think neutrally. You'll learn that champions behave as if they have no choice. You'll learn that champions make detailed plans. You'll learn that champions visualize what they want. You'll learn that champions lead themselves before they lead others. You can do this by cracking this book open. You've already shown you want to grow and change, so let's do it. It takes discipline. It takes sacrifice. It takes time. It takes what it takes. There are 12 chapters in the book. Each features an it takes. Here's what it takes. 1. It takes neutral thinking. Positive, negative, no. Neutral is where it's at. 2. It takes a plan. What's yours? 3. It takes hard choices. Ultimately, if you're committed to greatness, there is no choice. See the illusion of choice. 4. It takes a verbal governor. Quit saying stupid things out loud. 5. It takes a negativity diet. Your environment strongly influences your well-being. Eliminate as much negative stuff as you can. Goodbye incessant news, country songs, etc. 6. It takes an ad campaign in your brain. You're always talking to yourself, so you might as well feed your brain a stream of positive branding ads. 7. It takes visualizing. What's your best future look like? 8. It takes self-awareness. What do you do that works? Do more of that. What needs work? Work on it. 9. It takes pressure. Pressure, ultimately, Trevor tells us by a Billie Jean King, is a privilege. Why? Because feeling pressure means that what we're doing matters. 10. It takes leadership, and that starts with leading yourself first. 11. It takes role models. Who are your heroes? Trevor's dad was his. You. 12. It takes what it takes. You're ready to do what needs to get done. It takes neutral thinking. According to Moawad, when we think neutrally, we are able to see things more clearly and make better decisions. This is because we are not clouded by emotions such as anger, fear, or anxiety. Neutral thinking is a high-performance strategy that emphasizes judgment-free thinking. Especially in crises and pressure situations, it is the cornerstone of what I teach the athletes and teams that employ me. The thing about neutral thinking that resonates with so many elite athletes, most of whom are deeply skeptical of any self-help, is that it's real, it's true. It acknowledges that the past is irrevocable, that it can't be changed with mantras or platitudes. Neutral thinking shuns all attempts at illusion or outright self-delusion, which are often the foundation of other motivational systems. Neutral thinking strips away the bull and the biases, both external and internal. It's what you do, not how you feel, that gets things done. We can do our way into feeling the way we need to. It's hard to feel our way into achieving a damn thing. Trevor Moawad. The law of substitution, also known as the law of focus. Russell understood a critical fundamental, the law of substitution. At any given moment our minds can sustain only one thought at a time. The thousands of words flying through our brains or screams from outside crowds at riot levels can't overcome that truth. It's universal. My mind doesn't block things out. It simply goes to whatever thought I ask it to go to. My inner voice is loudest if I don't use it strategically. However, then the words of others or the outside chaos can replace my message to myself. My own words influence me 10 times as much as anyone else's. Russell uses that power we call can. The illusion of choice. My dad was always trying to adjust his phrasing to make it resonate with the largest audience, and he knew when he'd found words that hit the target. This phrasing hit the mark. I could see it in the players' eyes. I could see it in the coaches' eyes. They understood. I see that same recognition every time I present to a new group and explain the illusion of choice. Of all the things you teach, Trev, nothing hit me between the eyes like the illusion of choice. MGM Studios. Cool Chris Breton told me, it so clearly is true, and yet we all compete against our own choices every day. Deep down, we all know our choices ultimately determine our behaviors, and those behaviors ultimately determine our outcomes. That doesn't make choosing correctly any easier in our own lives. Draw your line in the dirt. I've had the honor of working alongside U.S. Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell over the years. He told his story in Lone Survivor, and it's a testament to staying neutral. In June 2005, Marcus and 3 other members of SEAL Team 10 were dispatched into the Hindu Kush Mountains in eastern Afghanistan with a mission to either kill or capture a Taliban leader. After a group of goat herders stumbled upon the SEALs and gave their location to Taliban soldiers, the Taliban attacked. Luttrell's 3 teammates were killed, and he was left to try to survive an enemy onslaught in an unfamiliar area. Luttrell was shot 11 times. He broke his back and his pelvis, and blew up his knees. He broke his nose and bit off a piece of his tongue. He needed to travel 7 miles to reach the nearest village to have any chance of survival. But he didn't think about the total distance he had to cover. That would have overwhelmed him and made him quit. As he lay on the ground looking at the moon, he decided to crawl. He grabbed a rock and drew a line in the dirt. Then he crawled forward. When his feet passed the line, he drew another line. He did that for 7 miles. That is the ultimate in neutral thinking. Marcus didn't think positively. He didn't think negatively. He thought, I am capable of crawling to this line. The next time life presents you with a challenge, don't simply assume everything will work out. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Just evaluate the situation, figure out what you can accomplish right now, and draw your line. When you cross that line, draw another one, and keep going.